someone would do something, I'd be like, it's okay, because someone will.
Wasn't that when we went to Gusto and you wanted steak and she was like, and I'll get it sliced because we've just won the league.
I'll have it medium rare.
Ready? All right?
Right, where we going?
God, it has been a long time, hasn't it?
God, that is a question. When did we all meet?
Yeah.
Sunderland.
Yeah, Centre of Excellence, I think.
Well, you were under 12, and what were you being, like 16, 17 years old? And we went in
Not that old compared to Demi.
How old are you?
I think what is 21.
You still look
She's 21.
You still look at the 12? No, well, are we 5
We
years
were like-
older? 4 years older?
Well, how old are you?
36.
I'm 35.
36, yeah, okay.
Oh,
I'm
then.
putting age on Steph.
Yeah, we used to go and coach, didn't we, like on a Monday, was it? And then
Yeah.
you guys were training then. That's how we first met you, I think, definitely.
Yeah, and then I used to go and watch his play.
Yeah, you did actually.
Did you learn anything?
No, it's fine.
We'll have to beep that out. We'll have to beep that out.
No, but I can always remember we went to Maiden Castle for a tournament, Jill, and we were playing under 16s.
Yeah.
And Demi was under 12s then, or under 13s, and you and Jordan Nobbs were there.
Was that near where we just went?
Where we just
Durham?
played against Durham, and I remember
Houghton,
the pitch
yeah.
was like
Yeah.
right near where we played, and I remember everybody was like, oh my God, she's going to be a good player. And I remember we were
About
us watching.
Jordan.
Yeah.
About Jordan.
No, but Sunderland was good memories though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I loved them days.
Yeah.
It was AstroTurf though, wasn't it, at the H Carter?
Yeah, on a Friday night from like 8 till 10 or something.
We didn't have a lot really. You knew that you just had to get your trainers on and run and make sure you were fit or find a way, I think.
I always remember we used to do fitness every single session, and I think
Beach-
that's what
beach
we're all.
runs
Yeah, beach
in the
runs.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember
That
that?
sounds so much better. Beach runs in the
Yeah,
summer.
it's not
It
Barbados.
We're talking about South Shields here. Nowhere else.
Running around Marsden Rock and stuff like that. But it was tough though, if you think about them early days. I speak about like my debut for Sunderland quite a bit. I think I was 14, 15, so you were a year younger than me. And I remember coming on the pitch and Karen Score was centre midfielder, like she was in charge of the team, wasn't she, captain? And I remember I going, why are you putting her on? And I was like so scared anyway. I was like 14, about to enter this game with like 35-year-old women. No one had any belief, and I was like, right, Jill, you're just going to have to run around and work
It was
hard.
just a different world. Like we would be getting on the bus, like my dad would drop us off at the bus meet or whatever, and like they've got like the shirts and that all ready to go out to Newcastle on the night time after the game. It's just like, okay, I'll get my dad to pick us back up.
I don't know, just nothing was ever easy, was it? So
No.
I think when them challenges came, and it was difficult, I think we were prepared for them, really.
I think you obviously signed for City and everybody's like, oh my God, like you're just so lucky you're going to be playing full time. But that first year was just a roller coaster, wasn't it? Like
Yeah.
the first 4 games probably.
It was difficult, but I do remember, obviously we'd played for England for about 7 years up till then, but that was the first year that I felt like a professional
Yeah.
footballer. I was like, we were going in training early. But if you remember, there was only 5 of us
Yeah.
actually full time, wasn't there? So it was me, you, KB, Tony Duggan, Izzy Christiansen
And
as well.
Betty as well, wasn't it? I
So we
think,
used
yeah.
to train on the morning, then we'd meet the team back on a night to train. So we were proper full time really, because we were doing 2 sessions a day. But it was great though, wasn't it? It was good. The facilities. I remember us doing interviews saying we'll get our kit washed and we'll get breakfast, and we were like,
Yeah.
stop saying that. You should be getting
Yeah.
that. But we were just so happy.
We never
weren't we?
used to that, were we? So it was like, and even like the chance of training like with the under 18s at Platt Lane, like the likes of Phil Foden and stuff. Like if I think back to it now, it's just absolutely crazy that we've been on that journey, and then it kind of just all started to take shape then.
Wanted to do the treble,
Yeah.
didn't we? And I remember thinking, this is never going to happen.
No.
But then year 2 came,
Yeah.
and who joined?
And Demi Lee Stokes came.
Did Jennifer Beattie come as well then?
Yeah, there was
And Lucy?
Lucy. Yeah, because I remember Lucy signed before me, and then she was texting me and was like, I've signed. So I was like, okay, yeah, I'm definitely signed. But I remember when because I was in Florida at the time, and then I come home for Christmas, and then they just took us to this like mud patch, and I had a hard hat on, and they were like, yeah, this is just going to be like, you know, facility. I was like, oh yeah, nice, I'll sign.
I'll sign.
It's not any different from what I'm used to.
But there was just like nothing there, and they were like, yeah, it's just going to be like, this is what it's going to be, like this is how it's going to go, and I just was like, sounds amazing, like yeah. Let's do it almost. But yeah, I remember, was it Platt Lane I come, because I come with you?
Yeah, because you stayed at mine for a few days because Nick was like, I need like full-backs and I was just like, well, there's just no better people than Lucy and Demi that you want to kind of have there.
Steph signed it really.
Well, yeah.
She got 10% finder's fee. We have to speak about Nick, don't we? Because I think like without Nick in that first year, second year, third year, like I look back over my whole career now and he's definitely been the best coach that I've had. Like I remember joining City, I was 26, 27, and he taught us things about football that I just never knew before. And my biggest regret was, why hadn't I had this since the age of 17, 18? I just think technically he was such a good coach, and to get us from where we were to fulfilling that dream of the treble, it was just
He was amazing that first year because really he wasn't originally the head coach.
Yeah.
He was assistant, and then all of a sudden it kind of became apparent that he just had to be our head coach and our manager. And yeah, like we changed so much in that first year, and even towards like our schedule, trying to get people to be full-time, and like we had to be so adaptable, and kind of like we had so many bumps in the road, but we kind of got over it. And I think that's what made it special when we do win things, is that you always remember them moments rather than all just the good times. It's like, okay, can't remember when we lost the first 4 games, we all sat and had brunch and we're like, what we're doing here? That was the first question. We all just sat and just went, oh my God, we've just been beat off Doncaster Rovers, and we're just thinking it's possibly the worst thing ever. But them moments you always kind of remember. And yeah, he was massive in that part. I think he just gave you confidence, didn't he, as a player? And it was all new for everybody. Like that WSL for that first season in 2014, it was still starting to build. So to come in and everybody not wanting you to do well as well, because it's like Man City, you've kind of not even earned your right to be in the league. But we knew that we were going to do it properly, and then for the last 10 years we've been the club that everybody's kind of looked up to.
Yeah. I remember us being so shocked after them first 4 defeats, and I was like, this is what usually happens in my season. You were at Arsenal.
I was at Arsenal, I was like, this I can't cope with this.
You weren't used to it. So we're just
ready to quit?
I was like that.
Jill's like, I'm loving this.
I was like, this has been quite good.
Get me kit
Jill's still in the pocket.
Going home with a container of food.
Oh.
Yeah, what more do you want?
Oh, good memories though.
It's a piece of history. It's the first piece of silverware. Congratulations, Manchester City winning Continental Cup winners for 2014.
That feeling then of winning that trophy with that group of players, it just becomes addictive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You want more and you want more. And yeah, that first year for me, honestly, 2014, if I look back through my whole career, it was my favourite year in football.
Yeah, and I think it kind of like justify like why we wanted to be at the club was kind of, it wasn't just because it was Man City, but you wanted to win and you wanted to improve as a player. And I do think like over however many years we improved every season, and like that was because of what we did on the training pitch, but also like even as people, like I think we learned something every day. But yeah, that Conti Cup win, and then even the trophies to follow, like the FA Cup playing at Wembley, and the league win against Chelsea to win us the league. That was probably one of my favourite ever games, because I think to play against Chelsea, who had won the league and had a really good manager in Emma Hayes, but to beat them so convincingly, and and like to have that pressure on us in front of a full packed out stadium was like unbelievable.
Yeah, I always talk about 2016 like season. People must think, oh God, shut up, but it was just such a good season, wasn't it? And everyone knew what they were doing, everyone knew what they stood for. Because I always talk about, we talked about not conceding all the time, didn't we? Was it only we conceded 3? Pens?
4, but there was 3 pens.
3 pens,
Yeah, they don't count.
So 1, I don't know
so
what happened with that.
I always like talk about that season, and they're like, well, what was the difference? And I was like, well, I don't really know per se, but we did make it a thing, like as a back four, as a defensive group, it was like, right, no goals, no goals.
That game against Chelsea though, I do remember like we were winning, weren't we, 2-0, and there was about 5 minutes left, and I remember just looking at everyone smiling.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we won the league.
Jill, why are you not in the pocket?
I was like someone would do something, I'd be like, it's okay, because we won the league. And I was just so happy. I was like, for that, if I could just have that 5 minutes, I was just like walking around the pitch, like we've definitely won it, we've won it.
Isn't that when we went to Gusto and you wanted steak and she was like, and I'll get it sliced because we've just won the league.
I'll have it medium rare.
She did.
No, but it was just the best.
She did. I was like, oh, I'll just have a normal steak. And she was like, no, well, mine's sliced. I said,
You must have had a bigger bonus than us to get it
What do you think
sliced.
you are? She went up on the league.
It's probably my bonus I signed on the Conti Cup win, sliced
Deal.
steak. If you win the league, you can have sliced steak.
Oh, terrific. She got that one. And Manchester City have the lead.
And like to be unbeaten as well is like unbelievable. Like not many teams can do that, and like nobody ever does that now in our league.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Because the teams are getting better, but like literally, I think everybody was just unbelievable. You couldn't even pick out one player in that season that stood out for her because everybody just kind of did their job. And
Yeah.
and I think that's what we've all done really well. Is like no matter whether we've played or we've started or been a part of it, we've always kind of had a positive influence on the group and wanted the club to do well.
I think, like, especially with you 10 years, 9 years, it shows the loyalty as well. Do you know what I mean? I think once you've bought into something on that first day, you were going to see it out. And it is a club that wants to win trophies. You can see the passion every single season, and it is something that just becomes like addictive. And once you join that family, that's it, isn't it, really?
And like I'd probably see yous more than I would see like Stephen and the rest of my
Yeah.
family. So like, but then I think about like them years, and I'm like, I'm so glad that yous were on the team, because I think how we would have even survived if it was just one of us on the team. I just think like we've always kind of backed each other, and we've always had kind of highs and lows, but no matter what, like that loyalty and like dedication's kind of like shone through. And yeah, and I think like even Jilly, I know that you retired a couple of years ago, but like what you did for the club was unbelievable. Like, and I don't think people give you as much credit as you probably deserve, but like, I don't know, especially them first 2 seasons, oh my God, mate, the amount of miles that you must have done in that midfield, God knows how you even got through that to do another 6 years.
Steph, is this to another 10 years?
Absolutely not. Oh.
We'll be sitting here 20 years later. Now Demi's done 19 years.
I'll be training once a week.
Steph's done 20.
Oh no.
More league titles though, come
If
on.
only, yeah.
Gotta
It'd
get
be
them
nice
there.
to win a
I hope
few
so.
this year.
This would be great though, 10-year anniversary to get that league
Yeah, that would be
title.
sick.
Yeah.
Treble, that would be good.
And we'll party for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, I think,
When we meet
And
up
you're
in
coming.
yeah.
meet up in 60 years time. Should we celebrate that treble again?
With some sliced steak. Thanks, babe.
Thank you.
3, 2, 1. Super.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.